What is up, everybody? Today we got a lot of topics, including Solange Knowles' new record and a lot more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Live, The Trend. I'm your host, Dario Kristen. Joining me today is a full panel. Got a full house of folks today. We got Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all?
We got Tanisha LaVerne Grant guest hosting with us today.
Hi, guys.
We also have two very special guests. We have actor Keith Burke with us today. You know him from The Haves and the Have-Nots.
What's good, everybody?
And we have the talented musician Maurice Moore, all the way from Canada.
All the way
up in the house today with the fresh cut.
Welcome.
Always, baby, always.
Well, we're happy to have y'all today.
Happy
Thank
to be
you.
here.
We got a lot of good topics, a lot of good things to say, especially when
Yeah.
Tanisha comes up in here. You know, she
we
always
always
brings some tea from the streets.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you
Happy to be
you
here.
got your full outfit on
brought
today.
you
Yes.
fur today, y'all.
Yeah, something different than the last time I
Change
was
it up,
here.
change it up.
Yeah, I put a few in the suitcase coming from New York City. I
My
didn't know what
my
was gonna be
vegan
out
self
there.
is just feeling it all over my body
Feel it?
right now.
Feel it?
Yeah. Hey, listen, you got one life to live, baby.
I hear
Hey,
that.
live your best life,
I knew
baby.
that was-
Enjoy.
I know
Enjoy.
East Coast. I know the style.
Harlem.
Oh yeah.
I would wear the hat, but it's just too
yeah.
cumbersome. It's just
It's
too
too
big.
much,
It would have
yeah.
been too big for the frame. So
It's all good. We want to see your face.
thank
Yeah, we
you.
want to see your face.
Thank
The
you.
beat is beautiful, y'all, for y'all listening to us and can't see us on video right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
right.
So is yours. You were
Gracias.
inspired. You inspired me last time. I'm like, I want to bring my burgundy lip back.
All right.
Oh, here we go. The fellas in the room like,
Yeah, that's
Hey.
nice.
I wore a hat today.
No,
Keith
no,
got a
no,
dope
no.
The
suit
fellas,
on.
we got
you
a
know?
nice
I
suit,
mean,
okay?
you
We
know.
got the plaid going on. Y'all got your style going on. I feel it.
We
Yeah,
we
Keith
come
looks
bring
great.
Oh, thank you so much.
brought
I
it.
mean, because you got the style situation happening.
And we are
East
color
Coast,
coordinated.
West Coast. I mean, yeah,
We're
we
color
all-
coordinated.
We look like we planned this out.
Yes,
know we
we
do.
do. All of us.
I love it.
And we just came off a great week, the Oscars. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Very
We
successful week.
did.
Shout out to
Yes, we
Spike
did.
Lee and
Very successful.
Regina King and so
Yeah,
Carter,
Hannah
Ruth Carter,
Beachler.
lots
Yeah,
of
for
firsts.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala
Yes.
Ali. Yeah, very, very successful week.
Black
So,
excellence.
Black
Black
excellence. We're
excellence.
hoping that's going to be continuing.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
A
moving
nice way to
forward.
close out Black History Month.
It was because we
Wonderful.
had a
It was
little shady couple of weeks, you
We
know,
had
with
some
with
concerns.
Jussie and R. Kelly.
We
and,
ain't even bringing it.
We ain't gonna bring it
notice
up.
the stories. They ain't got nothing to do
Nothing
with none
negative,
of that. 'cause
right.
We just
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it in a positive place.
Upward.
We going into March like this.
We're going
you know what I'm saying?
onward and
Let's
upward.
We
do it.
zoom into March.
Yes, we moving into March in the spring.
That's right. Let's move into some topics.
Let's move into some topics. So first up, we're gonna talk about. Sorry, y'all. I had a fangirl moment. Y'all know how long I've been waiting for this, but we got okay. So the internet, as well as myself, was like losing our minds on Tuesday because we got a post from Solange Knowles. y'all,
Solange.
okay? Solange popped up on the gram and posted a picture talking about she was back on Black Planet. Had a whole. Y'all know what Black Planet is?
I am
Yeah.
familiar with
Everybody
Black
knows.
Planet.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody got really excited. For those of you guys that don't know out there, Black Planet was one of the first social media universes on those internets, and it started way back in 1999. And it's kind of been kind of defunct. I mean, we all probably got profiles out there somewhere that don't remember the passwords to, and probably got some stuff on there we wouldn't want our 2019 selves to see. But Miss Solange posted that she has a new Black Planet page, and everybody was like going ham, like, what you mean? Like, what, you on Black Planet? Does this mean you about to drop some music? Like, what's going on? And then she did another little sneaky thing, and she did another post talking about calling this phone number. Y'all, I called it.
We want to hear about
The
that.
line was busy, so I don't know what it was for. And then she posted another video that was like a snippet of a song. So, and as of this morning, I believe, we got a whole list, y'all. The album list is out. The song list is out. She will be dropping a record. A lot of people are saying it's going to come out tonight.
Ooh.
Wow.
I've been like refreshing on the iTunes, trying to like, is it out yet? Is it out yet? And for those of you that don't remember, her last album was A Seat at the Table 3 years ago, 2016.
That's been 3 years?
It's been
Has it?
3
Wow.
years. It was
Wow. That's
2016, yes. So
I've been listening to Cranes on loop for
It's
3
actually
years
aged-
straight.
3 years
aged
straight,
very
girl.
well. It's aged
3 years
very well.
straight.
It has aged
has
well.
aged very well. Yep. Because
Wow.
Lemonade came out in the spring, and then she came a few months later and tore it up, and they tore up the Grammys the next year. So anyway, we're all excited. I'm excited. I won't speak for everybody, but yeah, we might be getting the album tonight from Solange, and I'm ready. Y'all ready?
I
I'm
love
ready.
Solange.
I mean, you know, so I love that she found her own lane too. You know what I mean? She's not overshadowed by her big sis anymore. It's like she's been killing it. You know, and I thought it was an interesting choice to go to Black Planet, though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I was like, girl, you got some. You want to borrow some stock? Like, what you
Right,
doing? Like,
Well,
trying to
that's
take it back?
yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
the interesting part.
That's
I would
out of
love to
all the
find out
places
whether
that
or
she
not
where this is going and whatever.
why,
Yeah.
why the involvement with that. I would love to hear more about that.
Yeah.
ownership is key.
But I'm hype about that album though.
That's gonna go hard.
Maybe that could be your next, you know, duet on your
I
on your
think
record.
that'd be a fantastic
Maurice.
duet. Yeah.
I think that'd be dope. I can see it. I'm morphing that into existence.
Let's get into existence
Manifesting.
right
Speak it into existence.
Manifestation.
now. Get
So,
a
yeah.
quick and you feel me?
That's right. A little own moment. Maurice and Solange.
It can happen. It can happen. So
Put it on the vision board.
For real. Keep a lookout for that, guys. And she'll also be at Coachella and Bonnaroo and a few other festivals this year.
Which is
She's
all
already been
happening
announcing
and coming up in the
schedules.
next couple
Oh
months.
yeah,
which is
Coachella's
crazy.
a month away. Oh my God, it's March.
Wow.
Right?
I know.
It's
It's
already,
March.
Time flies.
Yeah.
It's already that time.
It's crazy.
All right. All right. Speaking of people that are making splashes all over the social media networks and whatnot, Will Smith has now jumped on the wagon with his wife and taking over at Facebook Watch and has his new show that premiered on Wednesday called Bucket List. And the first episode was their travels in Dubai, and they decided to, he decided he wanted to skydive and he really wanted his wife Jada to do it with him. She's terribly afraid of heights and decided this would be the one thing she would do with him for his birthday present because he turned 50 and he
That's
jumped
what
out
he
of a
did. He
helicopter,
jumped out of a helicopter for his
over the
birthday,
Grand
yeah.
Canyon or something for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But they all went to Dubai. They did this big jump out of the planes, and it was him. Her mom did it. Her mom's husband did it. Had a heart attack on the way down.
Woo! Girl.
Literally?
Yes,
Yes.
he did. It was a mild heart attack. He
Yeah.
was passed out when he hit the ground, and they were able
Yeah.
to get him to the hospital. It was very mild. He's fine. He's told he was done.
See,
He
that's-
was released
that's
24
what I'm
hours
talking
later. But they said it was. I think they called it a heart something with a C, but it was a big.
That
real
was
mild heart- a
crazy.
very
I
mild heart
watched the
attack.
episode and I was like, OMG.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I love the Smiths. You know, I'm from right outside of Philly, so I, consider Will like a Philly brother. Love him, love Jada, Baltimore, Philly. But what I really loved about the episode towards the end when they showed that Rodney had this heart attack is how, Jaden stepped in and was just like, yo, Dad, listen, everybody's not built like you.
Yeah.
Everybody's not built like you, and I don't like how you're trying to sidestep. What happened?
His
Yeah.
temper's bad. Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, Jaden,
Yeah.
step him to daddy, like, yo, Pops, this is what's up out here.
Yeah, and so he has a few more episodes coming, and he's going to be doing. Basically, he's facing. His bucket list is facing all these fears that he has.
Yeah.
One of them, the next one, he's going to be swimming with sharks,
Ooh.
and he's going to do a half marathon in Cuba. And he's going to dance in his first Bollywood movie and also attempt stand-up comedy, which I'm actually really interested to see.
I would definitely watch him
I'm
do
really
that,
interested
for
in that
sure.
one.
Yeah.
And he wants to participate in an F1 style race. I think that's the little
Oh, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
small, like, scary
Yeah.
cars that do scary
Yeah, that'd
things.
be
But
awesome.
yeah. So yeah,
It's going to be great to see.
it's fun, and he's challenging people. He's like out there, like, "What's your bucket
What's
list?
your bucket
what
list?
Are y'all,
Yeah, what's
what are y'all
what's
willing
on
to
your bucket
do?
list, Keith?
Honestly,
At least two things.
Okay, one is definitely jumping, skydiving.
You've never done it.
Never done it, always wanted to do it, but I've had 3 knee operations, so it kind of like, I'm not afraid of heights,
Yeah.
but it's just something I've always wanted to do. So I was always been concerned about the
Yeah.
landing. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm with it.
Okay.
And
Wow.
let's see. The other thing would probably be, I want to make sure I say it. It's hand gliding.
Oh, hand gliding. Yeah.
Where
Okay.
you jump off and you just
Oh,
glide.
that's
You just
Like off a cliff.
No, but
Right.
they have
Like in
the-
Hawaii and
Right.
yeah.
I like
Wow.
I like
Yeah.
that open space feel.
I feel that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
those are two
Alright.
big ones, and
That's awesome.
yeah, definitely proud of Will. I'm from Philly, so I grew
Oh
up.
my God.
Yeah, West
We're in
Philadelphia,
Philly.
born and raised.
Yeah.
50th and Chestnut.
You didn't bring me no
wow.
cheesesteak, man.
I
What's
know,
up?
right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw Will's first performance in
Oh, wow.
at
Okay.
Archbishop Carroll High School in 1980. I want to say it had to be like 82.
Okay.
And I was a freshman, so I took my girlfriend at the time on a freshman dance, and Will was going to Archbishop Carroll before he ended up at Overbrook.
Okay.
And for his freshman year, and so I didn't know who he was, And they had that's when hip hop was first breaking out, and all of a sudden they had this performance, and it I think he called Willie from Philly. That
Willie
was what
from
he called.
Philly.
And he just came out and he had that energy and it was
Yeah.
infectious. And I was just kind of, I didn't know the
You
guy,
knew
but I
him,
was
but
looking, I was like,
he's a
wow.
star. Yeah.
I was like, he's so
That's awesome.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
with himself. You could just see it. But to see where he took off, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And shout out to hashtag that Black Don't Crack, because you just said you was a freshman in 1982, and you look, I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, did I hit a wrong year? Like, what?
Yeah, my oldest child is 30.
Oh my gosh.
No
Right.
way.
Can you just rub some of that?
Well,
I was gonna say, let me try.
you keep rubbing it.
Yeah, let me, where's your cup?
That's awesome.
Oh, we need all
Shout
of
out to you.
that.
I went to school outside of Cheney. outside of Philly. I went to Cheney University.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Wow.
I spent a
It's the-
lot of
it's the-
time at Cheney.
Of course, everyone.
And yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stories there as well when you smile.
Yeah,
Maurice, what's on your bucket list? Like
What's
two
on your
things.
bucket list?
Bucket list. Definitely want to be able to, put my city on the map for real. That's really been a big goal of mine. I really believe in my city and the talent that Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So that's on the bucket list. I just want people from where I'm from to have the same opportunities that I've had.
I feel
so
that.
definitely that. And I wanna make music in every country in the world.
That's a nice.
I'm
nice
so
detail.
inspired by like the world around me,
Yeah.
and I just love being able to take it to different places and just feed off that energy.
Well, when you're doing that tour, if you need some backup singers and dancers and
Come
tour
on.
managers,
Hi, man.
we got the crew for you right here.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that. So I guess I have to talk about my bucket
Yeah, what's your
list.
bucket list?
My bucket list, I would like to learn to swim. I don't know how to swim.
Are you one of those African
I
Americans?
am.
Are you that small percentage of the black folks that don't know how to swim?
No, because I want to learn like that, because I know how to swim, but not like swim for real.
No, I really
I don't wanna learn
want to
how to
learn
do
how
I'll
to
tell you.
swim. And it wasn't like the opportunities weren't there. My parents definitely sent me and my little brother to camps, and I believe they know how to swim.
Yeah.
But, I was a prissy girl. I definitely was not getting my hair messed
I was
up.
gonna say you're like my sister. You want to get your hair messed. Yeah.
It wasn't happening. It was not happening. I can remember going to camp and, the little other, little white girls would be like, your hair was first here and now it's here.
Yeah.
Wasn't trying to explain that when I was around 10 years
Right,
old.
right.
And I would like to learn to drive.
That's right, New York, right.
I'm a city girl.
Okay.
I'm a
Wow,
city
that's-
prissy bougie girl.
So you
So
do
I
not
don't
have
know
a
how to
license?
drive and I don't know how to swim.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are
There's a-
two
yeah.
things I think I just took advantage of in life. Just assuming
That's
that
just
everybody
everybody
just
does that. No.
everybody
No.
just
No.
No, and
Does
coming
that?
out here,
Yeah.
especially if I'm going to transition to Los Angeles to be one of the baddest entertainment journalists in the game, to be a
Yo.
bald black woman on prime time, to be the first, I could say that's on my bucket list as well. I would definitely have to learn how to drive if I'm going to kick some behind in this business and take some names,
yeah,
right?
because that's a lot of Ubers.
That's a lot of Ubers.
Yeah.
A lot of Ubers.
Courtney.
Yes.
Yeah.
My bucket list. Okay, well, I want to make sure that I travel to every continent, which I have not done. I'm about halfway there, including Antarctica. So I want to make sure that that happens before it all goes elsewhere or
Okay.
above. I have something that I have not. I want to learn piano. I've been tickling it for a little while and not really committing to it. And,
No, see, that I
getting on
do.
it. But because I played flute for 10 years. So I can read music, but then I had a situation happen with my vision that makes reading music much more difficult, and it got frustrating. So I kind of gave up piano, trying to figure it out because I was so annoyed that I couldn't easily read music anymore. So I want to get past that because things get in our way, and we just be like, oh, it's too hard now. I'm not gonna, and then you get frustrated, and I want to work past that, and so that's my two in the next 5 years. I want to make sure that's
Well, you teach me to drive, I'll teach you to play piano.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a good trade. Yeah, I would just say my only two. I want to go to the motherland. I want to go to Africa. That's on my bucket list. And I would like to actually try stand up like Will, because there's I've always wanted to do it. It's a big fear to just get in front and just be
So
raw like that.
scary.
But I would like to do it and just say F it one day, just bam, just hit up some
You
place
should
and do some
definitely
stand
do
up.
it. It's totally worth it.
That's what I
It's the
hear. I
scariest
hear.
thing
I hear.
ever.
But once you
But
do it,
once
I
you
hear
do
it's
it,
so
you-
fulfilling.
yeah.
Whether you fail or whether you win,
Yeah.
you're winning either way because you're overcoming a fear. So,
sure.
all right.
I would
so-
be there front row. I would love to see. I think you would be great at stand up.
I don't know. I think I'm funny when I'm not trying to be funny.
But that's even better.
I feel the same way. Like I'm like, my son's like, you ever thought about? I was like, no, this is funny to us.
To us, yeah.
We have shorthand in terms of how we communicate.
Exactly. Yeah.
No one's gonna. But I had to do stand up for acting class years ago.
Me too.
Oh, you had to do it too?
It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
I was terrified. And thankfully I didn't. You get just a couple, like a minute, 2 minutes.
Were you at an act in front of the class, or did you have to go to like?
No, we had to go to
in front of a
not far from here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they had I guess they had, what was that?
Open mic night.
Open mic night.
Okay.
And so we all went down there, and each of us got up, and it helped that other classmates were there.
Yeah.
That helped.
Support.
A lot. But it was still terrifying because there was a bunch of people that just came to pay and see the show, and I was just like, oh man.
Snap.
But it's awesome. You should do it. I'm
gonna do it. I just don't know if I would want people that I know in the crowd, or if I just wanted to all be strangers. Because with strangers, if I fail, I don't have to see you and you and you and you. But if I don't know nobody, I'm like, F it, I don't care. You don't know me anyway.
Right? But see, the win is in you doing it. I'm going to be cheering for you just because
Yeah.
you got up there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
As lifetime performers, most of us have done stuff like stand up is no joke.
No
and
joke.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It would feel good to have people that you know.
I'll try it. I'll let y'all know when I do it.
Awesome.
We would laugh even if you wasn't funny.
You're going to laugh anyway. You're going to laugh at me just to laugh. You're going to find something to make fun of me about. All right, what else you got for us, Courtney?
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's
That was 2 stories already?
That was 2 stories. We just
was so
wanted to
quick.
know what's on y'all's bucket list and tell y'all about Solange.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Well, this story, it's very interesting. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this, but I'm sure that you've been reading a lot about the CEO, Lisa Borders, who's the CEO of Time's Up, and she recently resigned due to the fact that her son was having some sexual misconduct allegations towards him. So she felt pressure to actually step down from her post because of all the kind of comments and controversy that's surrounding that. So apparently what allegedly is what's happened is that she stepped down because her 31-year-old son was allegedly had assaulted a woman, and she put a post on Facebook. Her name is Celia Gellert, and she told the Times that Borders' son, his name is Gary Bowden Jr., a photographer, a podcast host, and a life coach, inappropriately touched her genitals, kissed her neck, and brushed his erect, clothed penis against her body. He's denying the allegations, but my thing is, well, I'd like to open this up to you. Do you think that Lisa should have stepped down because of her son's allegations?
No. Absolutely not. I mean, her son is grown.
Yeah.
And as parents, you do the best you can. I mean, you should be anyway. You sow as much positivity into their lives. The choices and the decisions that they make, they have to live with those consequences.
Sure.
And even though it really is disturbing, and she could have released a statement, I'm very disturbed and I'm very, but I'm going to support my son. Hopefully we'll be able to find out and get to the bottom of it. I just think, to have to step down from your, I just think it's unfair that she has to pay such a heavy price for something that she worked, I'm sure, very, very hard for.
Yeah.
I go back and forth with it because initially I was like, why are you stepping down? He grown. He don't need But at the same time, I understand optics. And I understand in supporting her son. I couldn't find much about if she had said anything about the allegation.
As of what I read today, there was not a statement from her yet. I'm sure there will be.
So I'm sure I think it probably puts her in a very difficult situation, especially if her son is denying the allegations, if she wants to support her son versus believing the alleged victim. In the Time's Up movement, the whole part of it is believing victims, and that kind of immediately goes against your son and supporting your son. But so I understand that it would probably put her in a challenging situation that maybe she just doesn't even want to cause any extra drama, and that's why it's better
and criticism
for her to just step aside at this point because she is specifically the CEO of this particular organization.
Yeah.
But it's horrible.
It's tough.
This is just so messy and sticky and grimy, and I just have to wonder, when did this happen? Like, when was her son, or when did this alleged incident happen? Was it when your mom took the position, to be a part of Time's Up that you... I just have questions, and It'll be really interesting to see how it all unfolds. Again, like the two of you or like the three of you, I haven't seen anything online where she was actually in support of her son, but I don't know a black mama out there that does not support their son. Be it hook or crook or otherwise. I just don't know a black mama that does not stand behind her son. So this would be really interesting to see whether or not
how it's
implicit and
falls.
complicit. It's just
That's true. What about
We'll
you,
see.
Maurice?
You have to let the facts unfold. I think I feel like the information is so foggy at this point for us to really know what's true and what's not. We have to wait and see. So I feel like the decisions that are made that are this serious should be taken, the long road always.
Right.
Let the truth come to the surface.
Yeah, I mean, these are allegations only right now, and I think when I first read it, I was like, I can understand why she may want to step down, but on the flip side, it's just such a fine line. It's close to home, and I know that she's going to also endure criticism from that, and people pointing their finger and looking at her. If you are telling people and over kind of this entire movement that's affecting so many people, and then your son's allegedly doing the same thing, it's like it's tough. It's tough. So we support you, Lisa, still, and we can't wait to hear more how this developed, and hopefully it's not true, justice is served in its way that it needs to be served. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. Well, we're going to move on to something I am very happy to talk about all the time, anytime, any place.
We know.
Janet Jackson. Anytime, any place. That's right. Janet is moving to Vegas, y'all, for a little bit. She is joining residency there for a tour-ish kind of thing, concert tour that a lot of celebrities have gone to do. J-Lo did it. I know that Cher did it. Several big entertainers have done it. And it's going to be in Vegas May, July, and August of this year, called Metamorphosis. And it also will include a celebration of her Rhythm Nation album, 1814, which came out 30
years ago.
30. Older than Maurice. Older than Maurice. Have you heard Rhythm Nation?
No.
Maurice has not even heard Rhythm Nation, y'all. He has not heard Rhythm
Do
Nation.
you at least know what it is?
I know Rhythm Nation is, but I haven't.
You haven't listened to the
I
track.
haven't listened to it.
Do yourself a favor and listen to that album.
I will. I will.
I'm sure you get influenced by many artists, but that is an album that will influence you in many ways, and actually is very politically correct for the times right now.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Like topically, subject-wise.
Subject-wise.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
for sure. Yeah, it was a movement. It was her movement, and I can't believe it's been 30 years, but I'm gonna be there. I've seen Janet probably like 5 times.
oh wow.
Yeah. I went when I was living in New York. I actually went a Friday and a Saturday. I ain't gonna lie to
He
you.
loves Janet.
I love me some
He
Janet.
hope Janet gonna spot him from
I'm
the
hoping.
crowd.
You know how she be pulling the dude from the from the concert. I'll be trying to position. I'll be waving. I'm waving at Janet. I'm waving at security. Nothing.
This is
Nothing.
hilarious.
Nothing. I'm gonna wear like a bright shirt or something that says. No, they don't think I'm a stalker, but like something that catches the attention of Janet.
Yes.
She saw me. I felt she saw me.
She
might
pointed
have.
at me.
She was real close, but
And then it was like the dude behind me got in. I was like,
Oh,
Keep
gosh.
hope alive. It
keep
might
up alive,
happen.
but we gotta, Janet, keep doing her thing.
Definitely.
Keep doing her thing.
I'll be there.
I'll be there, and I'll also be
Mike,
watching
please.
HBO this Sunday because they're doing the documentary on Michael Jackson. It's the 4-part series that HBO is doing about the
And
molestation
Oprah's
case.
doing
and Oprah
a
is
talk back
yes.
on Sunday.
Sunday. It's Sunday.
It airs after the last whatever on HBO. So I think it's
it airs Sunday and
night.
Monday. So
it's Sunday and Monday, so
yes,
then maybe it's Monday.
2 parts. So I think it's
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
That
So
is.
that's going to be all those stories and all the rumors and things about what happened at Neverland with
Well, the 2 guys that
the
have
2
gone back
guys.
on their testimony saying that they lied.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That it did
I know they were
happen.
offering counselors at Sundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody that's seen it or read the transcript said they were in tears.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I hear it's a
'Cause
little bit
it's
emotional.
That emotional
Yeah,
to
that's what I
watch
hear.
and listen to.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, Oprah is involved, and you know all about Oprah as well yourself. So,
do.
the haves and have-nots. You are celebrating the 6th season, correct?
Yes, we're on season 6 now, and what a ride.
Yeah.
What a ride. I mean, it's just, as you can see, you never know what direction, it's gonna turn.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of surprises, which is crazy because when you're working on a show, you know, you're focused on your part.
Yeah.
Like you just have to be because we're moving so fast. You don't even have time. Like you can't read a whole script. You can only read your part.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's great because I'm watching the show like, you know. And then it's also funny too because after like this, I just finished my 3rd season. So like after coming back, you're looking at your friends.
Yeah.
Which is new for me.
Yeah.
You know, like these are people that you hang out with and really start to get
It's
to
not
know.
just work. Yeah.
And so it's just hilarious to watch your friends do things, you know, and you're like, wow, they really, you know, they really are talented.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
play Derek David.
I do.
That's dope.
And I hear that, I don't know if this is still true, but I used to hear that Tyler does not necessarily allow people to do any kind of preps. Like you got to come in ready. You can't, like, there's not a lot of rehearsal time. You like,
There is no rehearsal.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
that's
gosh,
true.
wow.
Every
I like that actually.
Every
That's rough.
every
Unless you're the actor on the show, you like, can I get a rehearsal?
every scene I've filmed, I've only done one take.
I was just gonna say he only does
Wow.
one take.
Wow.
I love that.
I've only
He
done one
moves
take.
so fast.
I mean, it's not like he absolutely refuses to do another
Right.
take. It's just once you understand what the goal is, when
Yeah.
you know any job you have, you understand what the overall goal is for the show.
Yeah.
So if you know there's 90 to 100 pages being shot that day, one take. You don't want to do
just-
2,
you
3
do
takes
it.
because now you're slowing production down.
Time is
But
money.
that's still, to me, that's so much pressure. You know what I mean?
Well, it's all in the preparation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think pressure is something that we kind of put in our own mind.
That's true.
Because I think we limit ourselves. We put limits on ourselves
Yeah.
and say, okay, I can only do this or I can only do that. I mean, at the end of the day,
Like
you know
that,
what you can
yeah.
do. But if I give you a script, your preparation, I can walk in and do it because I will prepare.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure that I can fulfill this obligation.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was scary, but then it's like anything. Once you find out you can do it, you go, oh, it's no
It's
big
done.
deal.
Yeah.
How did your preparation change once you started working on the show? Because I know a lot of people that have done soap operas and things like that because they do film so
Right.
much and have to learn some of the things you maybe learn in acting class or coming up doing theater or doing other
Right.
shows. It may not be the same sort of
Well,
prep time and all
I
that
think
you guys
the
get.
thing for me, this was my first show that I was doing multiple episodes.
Okay.
So it was like I didn't really know what to expect,
Yeah.
and I thought maybe it would be a situation where I would come in and maybe do 2 or 3 scenes,
Sure.
possibly throughout the day. So like you might have 1 in the morning, and 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. That's your day, right? No, there's days when you have 4 or 5 scenes back to back.
Wow.
Different episodes.
That's a lot of dialogue.
So it's
My
not
head's
only
hurt.
important that you know your lines, you have to know where you are in the
Go
story
ahead,
because
yeah.
we're shooting out of order.
Yeah.
So in one scene that you shoot,
That's
you're
proper.
further progressed in the relationship, but then you come back after lunch and you just met. So do you understand? Like,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
really
that's
have
just like,
to.
you got to be ready.
Yeah.
Training,
Yeah.
honey.
It's
That's
not
training.
for somebody winging it.
Yeah.
You will fail miserably.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
but-
everybody who thinks acting's easy, once again,
True
that it ain't.
artisan. A true
Yeah.
artisan.
How would you describe Derek to people who haven't watched the show yet or will start watching the show?
I think, I mean, I love Derek. I think the thing about Derek is he's finally, to me, it's the first time I'm really seeing somebody that I know, that I really know. Like, here's a guy that was, he did some time in prison because, you're young and you're misguided and you make some choices in life. And then, he came out and he got his life together. And he was able to, start building homes and a lot of the people, the criers and Veronica, who was my lawyer. Now I do work for them. So it's just like he got out and he made something with his life. He raised 4 boys, put them through college. He was married for 17 years. This is all after he got out of jail.
Yeah.
And he maintained this marriage, raised these children. They all went to college. His wife passed away from cancer. And so, when I meet Hannah, I'm finally like, wow, I didn't, because when you lose the love of your life, you think, there's just never going to be anyone else. There's never going to be another situation for you. And for him, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I can't believe I actually have a second chance at love. And I think, you know, it just shows that, you know, life it's never over until it's over.
Oh, I love that.
And so he's really like, wow, I got a second chance to actually have love in my life. Because, I mean, he's not an old man. So it's like you don't want it to be over just because, I mean, your children are grown, your wife is passed. This was a wonderful opportunity to have to have more of a fulfillment, more of a full life. And so he's just really trying to find his way, help Hannah with a lot of the situations that she's going through, you know, with her children and things like that. He just was a man.
Yeah.
He was a man who tries to do his best, you know, put his best foot forward to be a protector, to offer any service that he can provide that will bring some. And he's fun. Like he's trying to romance her. He's trying to get her to loosen up and live a little, because you know she's got a lot of stress in her life.
Yeah,
I think that's great when somebody comes to your life and they want to add to it. They want to build with you. They accept you for who you are. No judgment. It's not about worrying about your past. It's about understanding here's where we are, living in the moment, and just kind of taking off. So
that's called a grown relationship.
Right?
Yeah.
Grown
Is there
and sexy
anybody out there?
relationship.
What do you have most in common with your character?
Honestly, I think conviction.
Ooh.
You know, I think his conviction, it's like you understand something and you humble yourself. It's not about ego.
Yeah.
I think that he has such a deep respect for her and her struggle, because he can relate to that struggle. And I can relate to him in that way. It's like, as an actor, you know, when you finally get a break, there was so many years before that.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
When people you couldn't catch a cold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And all of a sudden it's like you see something and you realize I am meant for this.
Right.
You know, and I see that in my life. I see that, you know, because after a while when you're pursuing this career, you start to think, well, maybe I'm delusional. Maybe this isn't. Maybe you start thinking about your age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of us, not all of y'all,
everybody goes through it,
but some of us older people. You know, you start to think about your age and you go, wow, has my time passed?
Right.
And they often say, you know, as a man, you know, you have more time. But when you've been pursuing something for a really long time, after a while,
more time.
you start to say, wow, did I miss my window?
Yeah.
No. If you have breath to breathe in your body, the window's wide open.
Man, you need like 5 T-shirts and
Yes.
a book, and I'd buy it.
Yes.
Now, Maurice,
I know.
see, you need to hang out with him because he hanging out with Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry likes to hire new talent for his movies.
Come on.
And you can do that soundtrack, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
There you go.
Come on.
I'm just, you know, once again, just saying. So you have a new album
I
coming
do.
out, sophomore album, Destination Unknown,
Destination Unknown.
released in January.
Released January 11th. Yep.
Describe that album to us.
Destination Unknown is, you know, I moved to LA about a year ago,
Oh, wow.
and that was a really difficult journey for me. I was going through a really rough breakup with my girlfriend of 5 years, and you know, it's young things, but at the same time, you know, when you buy into a certain vision and suddenly that collapses, and while simultaneously pursuing your dreams, you know,
Sure.
it's a lot. So this whole year was kind of me just like relearning how to be myself, relearning how to connect with myself, and the music sort of documents that journey, and it's just a really beautiful body of work that I think a lot of people will be able to appreciate.
I mean, Canada's bringing, you know, a little fire, you know.
Yeah.
We got a guy named The Weeknd is from Canada. Yeah, I think you heard of him
Weeknd.
before, probably.
Great. All of y'all from Canada.
Who would you like to work with? You know, I know that this is, you know, this is your second album and you're just beginning with a lot of things, but who's on that bucket list of like artists or producers that you really like to work with?
You know, I've been fortunate enough to really get to work with a lot of people that I admire and that I love. I think, you know, remaining on the list for me would definitely probably be Stevie Wonder. That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
I would love to work with Stevie. And Chris Brown, actually. You know, Chris Brown's a big influence on mine. I grew up listening to him, and to see him, you know, still, you know, be where he is today, you know, it's mad inspiring, and I would love to continue to work with Chris.
That's deep that people grew up
Grew up
listening.
listening.
I can't even.
Wait a minute.
That made me feel kind of old, and I ain't even that old, but that made me feel kind of old. I'm like,
wow.
grew up to listen to Chris Brown.
up listening.
Wow,
to
like, that's a
Chris.
good end about this. I love Chris's music. I don't like all his antics, but I love
Well,
Chris's
of
music.
course,
But
for sure.
on talent,
Absolutely.
A plus, you know.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. What's your favorite track on the new album?
And why?
And why?
You know, I would probably say it's kind of sexual song, to be honest.
Well, we grown, it's
Nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
That's all we all got here.
What's the one? I forgot the name.
We need your track list.
I need the track list. Yeah, pull up the track list.
Is there a way?
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about it. Describe it.
I don't know. For me, it was just melodically. I felt like on this album, Chris like stepped out of his comfort zones from like the familiar R&B melodies that we typically hear. I feel like he just took it to a whole new wave. I forgot the name of the record, but the melody.
No,
we
what's
meant
up
on your
on your
album.
record?
On my
what's your favorite
record.
on your
Oh,
album?
my
I was like,
favorite-
man, his stuff's so good. He like, I don't even remember my tracks.
Too many.
Got too
No,
many
my
pockets.
favorite on mine would probably be Slide on Me.
Slide on me.
Slide on Me,
Okay.
yeah, and
that's
that's
not
just
sexual at all.
Is that sexual?
That's like that's
That
the not
sounds
that's,
a little
that's sexual.
it's a little
That's
sexual.
a little sexual.
I'm like slide on me, and my mind starts to.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm not dressed for this. I'm a little
I'm
warm
like-
in here.
And why is that? And where did that come from?
Slide on Me is like I think a lot of people can relate to that phase. Sort of after a breakup, you have that like comfort zone with somebody, and you still kind of might keep going back to that. So it's sort of like reliving that fantasy in your mind, even though it should be done. You know it's bad for you, but somehow you just can't let it slide.
We all been there.
Yeah, I've been there.
Let's drink to that. Cheers.
Hey, I ain't got no
Cheers
water.
to my virtual.
I ain't even got no water. What's up, Keith? Can I have some of your water?
Take it.
Well, we gotta wrap up soon, but let me ask you this too. With the album and creating it, like, how did you know that? Well, this is why I was like, no. Like, how did you know when you really could sing? You know what I mean? Like, what age were you like, I can do this?
Honestly, it was something that I worked really hard to develop. Naturally, I would say like my gift in life was my athletics, and music was just something that my heart was connected to. So I would say maybe in like middle of high school, like 10th grade, after like really working on it, I was like, okay, I think I'm cool. But for me, it was just I loved it. I was never really trying to be any type of singer. I was just trying to create music and. Yeah.
Did you do like talent shows and any of that kind of stuff?
Lots of talent shows. All my siblings make music as well, so
Okay.
my house was always very musical. My granddad plays guitar, and so I learned how to play from him. And it was just always in the family. But I also grew up in a neighborhood that was, heavily hip hop influenced. So
Okay.
that's really where my roots in music stem from, is from hip hop. And I did lots of battle rap back in the days before I transitioned into singing, which my family kind of got me into.
Well, we're gonna close out the show real quick with you doing a little falsetto of one of your tracks. Give us like 20 seconds or something.
All right. Love was all I had in this life. That would be enough till the end of time. So rest your weary eyes and relax your mind. 'Cause I'm gonna love you, girl, till the end of time.
All right, man. You got it. I see why you got the sophomore album. Killing it. Where can fans find you on social media?
You can find me at Maurice Moore on Instagram and the same on Twitter, everywhere else. Maurice Moore, baby. And the new EP is called Destination Unknown.
Pick up that record. Come back. Sing for us anytime. Courtney, where can we find you?
I'm all over the social media universe at Stuart Starlet.
Keith Burke, where can we find you?
Hopefully you're still on tabs.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. No, but you can find me on Instagram at Keith_Burke_official.
And
the have-nots.
on
Haves
all-
and have-nots.
Haves and have-nots. And I was also in the season opener of Preacher on the AMC.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, which was really cool. And right now it's pilot season, so we out here just auditioning, working for the next gig.
Yep.
And did I see that you guys are also on Hulu for the haves and have-nots? I thought I read something about that.
really?
I thought that there was
I feel
a
like I read
talk.
that too,
I feel like
but I
there's a
don't wanna
talk.
quote
I don't
that.
want to confirm that, but I thought there was some talks going. But we'll see.
Anything is possible.
Google it, y'all. Google it.
Yeah, please.
Tanisha, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tanisha LaVerne Grand. Please follow me on Instagram, and you can see my beautiful ostrich feather gown that I
That's
wore
dope.
to the
Yes,
Academy
y'all.
Awards. That was designed by Lisa John Marie. So make sure you check out her work. And again, follow me on Instagram at Tanisha LaVerne Grand.
and I was filling your pictures with my girls.
Oh,
with
Lapita.
Lapita.
Yes, that was quite a moment.
You got to check out her Instagram for that.
That's awesome.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under Daryl Kristen. You can also find me on CBS's This Is LA. We're shooting new segments right now, which will be out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Shout out again to Maurice and to Keith. Loved having you both today.
Love being here.
Very talented
Thank you so
brothers,
much.
and I'm waiting for those T-shirts, Keith, in that book, because you was preaching some things I need to write
That's
down.
what's up from
You
your
know what I'm
list of
saying?
guys here.
You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
All right, everybody, have a great start of March, because I can't believe
I
it.
know,
February is
it'll be
gone,
March.
and now we here. All right, y'all. See you next week.
See you next week.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.